Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little while since I posted, and I hope that you all are doing really well. It's a nice day out here. Spring is upon us and I'm super excited about the warm weather. So I thought that I would come out here and do a little video. And as you can see, I got my Buc-ee's gear. If you've been to this gas station, please let me know in the comments. It's one of my new favorite places to go. So I'll love to talk to you about that too. But today I'm actually going to talk about something really special to me. So I really do love reading books, and a new book came out that I'm super excited to talk about. So it is The 4 Pillars of Fighting by James Yeager. And if you spent any time in the gun community as far as being on YouTube and everything else, I'm sure you have heard of him. Me personally, I met him at a gun show a couple of years ago, and I have a lot of respect for the guy. So when I found out that a book was coming out, I was super excited to get my hands on it. So I want to read you a part where I actually found like super relatable, as far as, because we all know that he has a training school, but let me just read you this part here. It says, "When people say I have a shooting school, it is somewhat insulting to me. I run a gunfighting school. The difference is split times versus split skulls. That may sound boorish to you. However, this is the harsh reality. Most skills just worry about the skill aspect, leaving mindset and tactics out of it completely, because they are unwilling, or worse, unqualified to teach it." That was one of the things that I always really enjoyed about James Yeager, when he's making videos and just sharing information and stuff like that. The man teaches you how to survive a gunfight. So I had to get my hands on it, and I feel like this is the type of book that will get reread multiple times and beat up, worn out, as it should. I really do think that you all need to get your hands on it. Now, we all know James, he had a little bit of a strong language, so I do ask for those are my viewers that are a little bit more sensitive to that, to please look past that, because there is a lot of good information in this book. I mean, it's less than 300 pages long, but it feels like it's like 500 pages worth of knowledge in here. So then, who would I really recommend this book for? If you're a concealed carrier, if you are just starting to shoot, or if you've been shooting a while and just want a real good tactical book, you need to be picking this up. There is so much in here, and it's really hard to unpack it, but I'm gonna try. So I do have a little bit of notes here, and one of the things that I did like in the book's formatting here is that there's conversations recorded in between James and participants that I'm gonna assume were students. So you get to read a conversation in between him and somebody else relating to the topic of the chapter, and that makes you feel super involved, and it also makes it feel like James is in the room talking with you and giving you advice and teaching. That was really, really awesome. So let's go ahead and dive into the book some and talk about the subject matter. The first part that I want to talk about is the mindset chapter. He did write all of these chapters in an order for a reason. Mindset, he talks about how to prepare yourself for, like if something were ever to happen that, we wouldn't want to ever experience. And he also talks about, you know, if something were to happen, how do you approach the aftermath? Like, that when the police are coming, he gives a really good tips that you should be the one calling 911, tips on lawyers and stuff like that. But he also talks a little bit about PTSDs and the different effects that can happen on you, and different outcomes that he's experienced and seen other people experience during his lifetime. And then the second chapter here is the tactics chapter. He talks about why he did certain things during his training sessions, and one of the things that he does teach is for you to drop your gun. Don't worry about having to keep it pretty or whatever else, because if something were ever to happen, you want to have the instinct to drop your gun. That way, if the police roll up and stuff like that, they don't see you as a threat. He does cover that in the book. And then also, you know, while you're practicing shooting and stuff like that, that you yell stop. Also, so that it's second nature to, in the long run, protect you. The third chapter, he talks about the differences between practice and training. Now, this one stood out to me somewhat. I've never really heard anybody talk about it in this way, and it's one of the reasons why I love James Yeager as a teacher, and one of the reasons why I knew I had to get my hands on this book, was because there is a difference between training and practicing. If you don't train, you don't know what to practice, and then you gain bad habits, which he talks about in that chapter in more depth. And then we have the gear chapter. Now, I'm going to kind of recap what I said just a minute ago, is that he did put all of this in a specific order. Gear is last, because though we all like our gadgets and accessories and whatnots, it's meaningless without these three in the front. Your focus should be your mindset, tactics, your skill, your training, before you get really into the whole gear stuff. And he does talk about different EDCs that you can have, the different stuff that he carried. Talks about pepper spray, which I found, you know, that part of the story to be really very interesting. Got good tips about that. And there is a really fun discussion in between him and a participant in that chapter, so check it out. And then there's also a surprise in this book, which I'm not going to spoil because I want you to read it. Most reviewers will tell you this is a 5-star book or it's a 10-star book. Of course, I would give it, you know, a high rating, but I kind of feel like this book would go beyond star rating. This is something you need to have in your home. And as I've said before, it needs to be worn out. I'm going to be rereading this book multiple times and filling up notebooks of notes from it, just because there's a lot in here and you need to go get it. I bought it off of Amazon. That's where I've been seeing a lot of my friends get it from. So please do yourself a favor. Buy this book, read this book, and talk to me about it in the comments. Of course, you know I love talking about things with you guys, so don't be shy. And thank you so much for joining me today on my channel today. Please like and subscribe. Share this video with everybody that you can. Make sure you check out this book and check out my other channels. Thank you for your support, and I hope you have a great afternoon.